Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of Delicious in Dungeon. I'm excited to continue and see where we go from here. We've got Phelan back. We've got some stuff going on with her being more powerful now, and that could be due to Marciel's black magic, but that's a whole thing that we're now delving into a little bit. But yeah, we got the black magic that could have made her powerful. We have the dragon meat that could have done it, or maybe a mixture of the two. We'll have to see how that plays out for Phelan. We've also, at the very end of the episode, it seems like that mage from the paintings that tried to take out Laos earlier this season, he, I don't know, showed up there at the end of that episode. So, and I think that's the Mad Mage. So we're gonna have to see how this goes and what, if that was just a tease or if they're gonna be like meeting that character here and now. We'll have to see. But yeah, we got all that. It seems like the party's for the most part back together. We still haven't met that the samurai dude who's supposedly in love with Phelan. So we'll have to see what happens there, and maybe Namari will hear about what happened about them saving Phelan. But good episode last episode. We'll have to see what happens here. I'm really interested in the Marciel stuff and her magic and stuff. Yeah, I wonder if it's like if it's possible that the Mad Mage ended up doing something similar, trying to bring that prince back. Was it the prince or the prince's dad back to life? Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, it gets me all sort. Yeah, because the prince was the guy at the very beginning of the show who was the king or whatever that revealed this whole dungeon in the first place. So maybe I am completely digging in deep here, but it's possible that the Mad Mage became the Mad Mage by doing black magic to try and save the prince's dad, who was the old king. Who knows? We'll have to see. But because it seemed like that character was normal until that final painting after the king was dead and they were crowning the prince to become the new king. Was it Prince Delgal or something? So I am interested to learn more about that whole Mad Mage scenario. So other than that, I'll quit talking. Let's go ahead and start this episode and see what happens. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Yeah, he's either going to cook that for a long way or it's valuable and they can trade it to other people. Yeah, something's up with her. Something's up with Phelan. I mean, I don't know her character very well, but yeah, come on. I mean, she does have the ghost magic that she does. Whoa! Wait, what? Hold on. So she was like almost hypnotized into going and meeting with that Mad Mage. But the Mad Mage met her already? Has to be tied to her ghost magic stuff. What is happening? Yo! Yeah, so he almost did go back in time by going through those paintings. It wasn't just like some alternate reality painting thing. How does this connect to Phelan? Does it connect to the dragon or... Whoa! 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 They're doing black magic too. Yep, it's summoning dragons out of it. So she's gonna do dark magic. I wonder if that's like ancient magic. Yeah, so the magic she learned is pretty much the old stuff that this mage uses. Or at least something similar. What is happening? His meat. Somehow cooking's gonna save the day here. Whoa, it's rolling the meat back in. So the dragon meat has to be important, and maybe that's what's controlling Phelan. I wonder if that's how Phelan's controlled. It's either through the meat or... Yeah, but the ghosts are trying to help. I wonder if that's why she likes Phelan, is because of her ability. Whoa. Shit's going down, dude. Shit is going down. What is he turning you into? So it seems like the Mad Mage and Marcel can do the same kinds of things. I'm just assuming the Mad Mage knows more. So Marcel's kind of the key to saving Phelan here, I would assume. She's the only one who can turn her back into Phelan, right? Oh no. Uh-oh. Poor Marcel, man. Because he's like the lord of the dungeon right now. Yeah. Yeah, so once they killed that dragon, that shook things up enough that he had to take notice. But the dragon's connected to Phelan. He's using Phelan for something, probably related to the magic she's connected to, Ghosts. Maybe trying to bring the spirit of Delgal back, maybe? But Delgal left the dungeon and told everyone to get down there and take her out, or take him out. Interesting. Interesting. He's gonna change his mind. Chilchuck's gonna change his mind. Oh, the ghosts aren't gonna let him. So yeah, they're saying Chilchuck's gonna change his mind though. He's not gonna ditch him. And maybe this ghost is gonna show them something. Yeah, they need the chill, calm one. They need the reasonable person. Come on, Chilchuck, they need you. You're the normal person here. You're the voice of reason. Yeah, he's gonna worry about them too much. He knows he's the only reasonable person. He's being a little tsundere. He's gonna change his mind. He's talking himself out of it as we speak. Laos is so cool. Look at him. Look at Laos. He's so badass. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. Laos is too badass. Oh wow, even Senshi. That might convince him. Gotcha, they actually convinced him. Wow, okay. It worked. I didn't think it would, but if he got Senshi to agree to it with him, okay. I'm glad it wasn't Chilchuk just taking off on his own. He decided to be honest, right, about how he feels. Okay, so that was episode 13. That was pretty intense, not gonna lie. They did encounter the Mad Mage, that black magic or ancient magic, whatever you want to call it, that Marcel's using is connected to the magic of the dark Mad Mage. Which is interesting, because it seems like the ruler of the dungeon is controlling Phelan for a purpose. He even gave her a purpose of trying to find Delgal. Whether it's the soul, it has to be connected to her magic to the underworld or whatever. Trying to find his soul, maybe, so they can bring it back to a body. But, from what we know, he left the dungeon and told everybody what happened and disintegrated. So I think his soul's probably gone, or, at least gone from this realm. And then, if that's what the Mad Mage is after. The Mad Mage is weird because so Delgal left because of the Mad Mage, but the Mad Mage seems to be doing everything for Delgal. So, interesting stuff. I want to know more of the context behind that, and if the magic itself has corrupted the Mad Mage's mind enough to where they're now mad, right? But not sure. We'll have to see. Definitely the ruler of the dungeon. So it seems like they, in a sense, could control everything that is naturally occurring in the dungeon, which makes me curious if somehow them eating monsters and all cooking them up and using ingredients from the monsters in the dungeon somehow plays into them being able to defeat the Mad Mage in the future. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I am curious though if it's the meat of the dragon that is how she is, or how the Mad Mage is controlling Phelan, or if it's just the magic itself, and what the purpose, like how important is the dragon meat. It seems like the dragon itself is important to the dungeon somehow, because it literally brought the meat back to it. But they did eat some. Interesting. It all ties in somehow. I'm curious to see how it connects. This does feel like we've just, like, all of this has been like, this whole first arc feels like a big prelude to the actual, like, main story, which is, like, the story of this dungeon in and of itself, doesn't it? It kind of feels that way. Like, right now, the plot is like, now this is when the real adventure begins. Because, like, all of it's led up to them finding Phelan. They found Phelan, but something's going on, and what the Mad Mage turned her into, I'm curious if he turned her into the dragon. Interesting stuff. We'll have to see how this plays in, but the ghosts seem to be completely against what, because they are sane, they seem to be completely against whatever this Mad Mage is doing. Like, this mage doesn't realize that it's their fault that this is happening somehow. Like, everything went to shit because of them, and it's almost like they don't realize that. So we'll have to see what happens here, but it's super interesting, and how it ties into Marcille and her connection to this magic. It was like driving her crazy for a bit, but she does seem like the hard counter to, like, Marcille seems super important because she seems like the actual counter they need to match the Mad Mage, so, and to save Phelan. I think the only way you're going to be able to save Phelan is through Marcille. Now, is it going to mess with Marcille's mind in the same way? That's what's interesting. So, this episode opened up a whole bunch of interesting things about where this plot could go, and it just gets my mind kind of spinning on it. So, interesting show. I knew, from what I heard, this is a great manga series, and that there's a lot more to it than what you think. Like, it's a lot more than just a cooking anime, even though there's plenty of that. But I knew that there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with this, and I can just see the D&D and all that kind of mixed in there, like the love the author or mangaka has for this, for fantasy and Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder and all those sorts of things. You can actually see their love of that in this show, and that's super interesting. But yeah, we're pretty much at that halfway point, essentially. So, or at least pretty close to there. So yeah, this is where we really take off. From what I gathered, this entire season, I can't remember how many episodes it goes, but it probably isn't going to cover everything that the manga is up to at this point. I know the manga ended, so I'm curious if there's going to be like a third season or a movie or something after this season, or maybe the pace just picks up and we end up getting it all took care of in this one season. We'll have to see. But I will say, though, Trigger is killing it. I love Trigger stuff. I love how they animate things and how they write things. They just a fantastic studio, and they're just hitting it out of the park again with this one. I really like this show. So other than that, I'm going to quit talking, but thank you guys for watching. Please comment down below. Who's your favorite character? What's the most interesting thing about this show to you? And yeah, I would love to see. And if you have a D&D or any tabletop RPG background, please throw that in there too. But other than that, you guys have a great one. We'll talk to you again later. See ya.